Welcome to Strawberry Ink, where we peel back the layers of the darkest true crime cases from around the world. I'm your host, Santiago, and today we're digging into the chilling case from Mexico, the last Mexican case of this year, and Dan, does that country have some nerve-wracking stories when it comes to true crime? Oh my gosh. Listener discretion is advised, as this story contains sensitive topics. This is a story of a person known as the Monster of Toluca, aka Óscar García Guzmán. That was his name. There are so many holidays each year, and I want to wish you guys happy ones. I know it's difficult to cover every single one, but I hope my Canadian buddies had a fun Thanksgiving. We celebrated it yesterday, but instead of turkey, because turkey was for the American Thanksgiving, we instead had cookies and tacos, some heated tacos. It was good. So, the case we will be discussing today spans over a decade. It begins in silence, ends in a courtroom, and leaves a trail of lives shattered in between. Oscar Garcia Guzman lived in Toluca in the state of Mexico. He was not a name on anyone's radar, just another quiet, reserved man. But beneath the surface, something darker brewed. He was intelligent, even calculating. In 2006, at just 16 years old, Guzman committed his first murder. It was of his own dad. He beat and strangled him to death. But the crime went unsolved for a while. That was a start, a cold case. For years, Guzman stayed under the radar. But in 2012, the violence resurfaced. His next victims were Tomas and his daughter Monica. Tomas had been searching for his missing daughter. He ended up at Guzman's home. That would be his last stop. Guzman murdered Thomas. Then he held Monica captive, tortured her, and eventually killed her too. From 2017 to 2019, three more women, Adriana Gonzalez Hernandez, Marta Patricia Nava Sotelo, and Jessica Jaramillo, all disappeared. Their families never stopped searching. Eventually, the truth came out. All had been lured, trapped, and murdered by this same person, Oscar Guzman. Every single victim had been strangled, beaten, and hidden. In October 2019, police followed the trail of a missing person, Jessica Jaramillo, to Guzman's house. What they found was horrifying. Human remains, secret compartments, and a man on the run. The Mexican National Police launched a manhunt. Using Wi-Fi data, they traced Guzman to a music festival in Cascos de Santo Tomas, a suburb just outside Mexico City. That's where they arrested him. At the Mexican Fiscalia headquarters in Mexico City, he confessed to 3 murders, but over time, the number of confirmed murders rose to 6. And investigators believe there may be more unsolved murders. Guzman first appeared before Magistrate Sergio Medina Peñalosa at the Toluca Superior Court of Justice. He was remanded into custody at the Altiplano Supermax Prison, a facility known for housing the worst of the worst. At arraignment, he pleaded not guilty. His defense attorney, Raymond Colon, would help him out in this case. Prosecutor Lily Gonzalez announced charges, 6 counts of murder, 1 of rape, and 1 of facilitating a disappearance. But the evidence was overwhelming. He eventually changed his plea to guilty. In September 2021, the court handed down a staggering sentence: 62 years for 1 murder, 30 years for 2 more, 15 each, 35 years for the remaining killings, as well as 22.5 and 36 years, all combined terms. 17 years for facilitating a disappearance, and 12 years for rape. That adds up to 217 years and 6 months behind bars. Guzman would never see freedom again. The following month, Judge Jose Trejo Martinez denied a motion to resentence him. But Guzman was not done. He appealed to the higher courts. This time, the prosecution was led by Jose Gonzalez Vega, taken over for Lily Gonzalez. The case went to the Supreme Court of Criminal Appeals in Mexico City. But in April 2022, the appeal was rejected and the sentence stood. All 6 of Guzman's confirmed victims were identified by the Toluca coroner's office. The funeral spanned from 2006 to 2019. Each funeral visitation was held at the Mausoleo Funeral Home in Toluca, and the masses were done at the St. Joseph's Cathedral, also in Toluca. Even in grief, the community stood together. Guzman is now housed at the Penitentiary and Social Reintegration Center of Tenango del Valle, alongside other infamous criminals like Andres Filomeno Mendoza Celis. As for the victims, we say their names: Jessica, Patricia, Ariana, Monica, Tomas, and Guzman's own father. Their lives were taken too soon, but their memory and their stories are not to be forgotten. May they rest in peace. This has been the story of Strawberry Ink. I'm your host. Thank you for listening, and take care of each other. Be kind. Have a good rest of your day.